Hello.
Hello, welcome to a dose of reality.
Yes.
This is where we are. We are at Casa La ISO.
Yes, I feel like a Disney princess right now.
Oh, I'm glad that you feel pretty. Thank you. That makes me feel so great.
Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and wise.
Oh, that's what he said. I thought he says, and oh.
It's like Anger Management. You've seen Anger Management? That was probably one of the funniest movies with Hilarious. Adam Sandler. And what's his name? Jack
Nicholson?
The only white guy that you know how to pronounce his name, Jack Nicholson.
That is insane. I know a lot of... Anyway, I'm not gonna let that line get off.
Bro. It's like some Tiana Trump. Go ahead.
That's unfortunate. I think she knows more black guys than white guys, though.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? Like, why do they always shut like in porn? I'm sorry, this is not where I wanted to start.
No, this is where we always start.
It just made me think. Why in porn are they always trying to push like interracial like couples? Because I get it. Like, I don't mind like any of the opposite sex either, but they really be trying to push like black guy, white, and it's always black guy, like white girl type shit,
which is not okay. No, just not. No, it's not okay, honestly, because I'm not watching it. But regardless of that, I think it's honestly because it's one of those things, like, regardless of it being a television show, a porn, a movie, there always just has to be that there have some sort of resemblance or have some sort of familiar with or resonate with this movie or with this television show or with this porn. Right. So it's like, if I'm like, you know what I mean? So like for women that like black guys or black guys that like white women, you know what I mean? That's like a perfect go-to story for them. You know what I mean? Because I mean, think about it.
It makes sense.
As a white guy, like you're not going to like just off jump, just like go watch like BBC and like some DP and like some like BBC DP, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're just not gonna go off jump.
That's not.
You know what I mean? That's not. You might get to there. You might get there, but you're not just gonna find it off jump and search for it. You know what I mean?
You know, I will say the most offensive porn I ever like saw. It was like a priest and a nun.
A priest and a nun? Is that offensive though?
No, it wasn't. That part wasn't offensive. Yeah. The offensive part was like he was fucking her. He was like, "Yeah, I'm crying out to Jesus." Jesus can't save you. And then when she did, he said, "Jesus can't save you now."
And it's like that's like the best line during sex too.
Yes, it is the best line. But
it's like if the rapture is happening, Jesus can't save you now. Yeah.
That's when they say, oh God, it's like, no, God can't save you.
Right. I am God.
Me. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Speaking of sex, of God, but speaking of sex, I was intimate, with my partner a few weeks ago. And
a few weeks? That's a long time ago.
Oh, it was a few days ago, but I wasn't trying to, I'm not trying to tell, let her know the story I'm telling. But anyway, so like...
it was yesterday.
So anyway, we enjoyed ourselves, had some intercourse of the adult fun, and I thought that we were finished.
What is that? What is that called? You soaked.
Yeah, it was some of that in there, I'm sure. But so like I thought, we were done. And it was a good time. I was like, wow, it was great. We had a great time.
This was surprisingly good.
We all had great time. We all. What we wanted out of it, we both got out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it was great. And so...
tired and satisfied.
It looked like, she was like reaching for her like pants. So I was like, oh, here you go. So I kind of tossed it and it like hit her face. And I'm like, damn, why did she catch it? She started laughing like, damn. But not the like ha 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 laugh, like that nervous laugh that's like ha 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 ha. Damn, I feel nervous. I up.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh, I was like trying to reach, to hug and kiss you and like, let you know that I love you. And you just like, here's your pants, like, you're done type, like, leave. And I was like, man, that was not my intention. I'm way more of a gentleman than that.
Well, I mean, do you normally hug her and kiss her after you're done?
No. That's ridiculous.
Then why would she assume naturally that you were just going to give her a hug and a kiss? Like, it's not like you threw the bat signal.
Yeah. No, the thing is that, like, I guess, you know, because it was so great that morning.
It was great. It was
great.
sex,
She was just like, oh, yeah, let me get a hug and a kiss to let you know, like, wow, I really appreciate it.
I really appreciated your performance.
Absolutely.
So that's like the hug and the kiss would have been the good game sport.
Absolutely.
Like, you did great.
Yeah.
And, like,
actually,
sprinkles.
It's actually more like, you know, if, like, when they have NBA awards, like, Player of the Month.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of, like, a Player of the Month award.
But it would be like a WNBA award, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Because it would still have some sort of jaded, like...
People wouldn't respect it like how they respect, like, NBA.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Right. It was great. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it was like, okay, you did good, B+.
Right.
But you're not in that A range yet.
Right.
But you're going to get there one day.
Because if you did get to the A range, then she wouldn't have went in for a hug and a kiss.
Right. Or
she would have been going to wash herself off, and she would have been like,
no. She would have no. She would have been immediately going to the kitchen and making a sandwich.
Right. And where was the sandwich?
There was no sandwich, so I know I didn't get an A+.
Sprinkles were not necessary.
No, like I had to go make my own food. Like I was hungry after.
You did that well.
Yeah. Like I made myself a nice little shake. Bananas, protein powder, peanut butter, strawberry, little honey, ice, almond milk, fire. Really good shake. A little oatmeal to thicken it up, so it's a meal. You know, and that's after like the gym too. Like I went work, gym, laid down the smacketh down,
right,
on that candy ass. WrestleMania, like dude, John Cena, Turn Hill. That was me. I was
threw it down.
Yeah. World Wrestling Champion of the world. It was crazy. Anyway, speaking of things of that nature, Kanye, man. What's up with our guy, bro?
Did a video just go around where he was wearing a...
Yes. Yes, bro.
A black KKK gown that was black?
Yes. He was on DJ Academic's podcast.
Okay.
But, like, I think for, like, the last month, maybe it's been longer, he's just been crashing. They let him back on Twitter, and he's just been crashing out every
Elon
day.
let him back on Twitter, right?
On X.
He's like, yeah, bro, we need some more attention to X.
Bro,
the only way to do it is to bring Kanye back.
Or he's been saying anything, bro. It's actually, it's not funny, because, like, sometimes it's like, damn. But then sometimes you're looking at it, it's like, bro, this dude is hilarious, bro. He said, yo, this is the guy who went from, you know, damn, these guys got me. I hate these guys more than the Nazis, to, yo, my next album is going to have anti-Semitic undertones. What the?
Hey, I'll be honest with you. He'll say anything to sell an album.
My God.
And he'll say anything because I feel like he's gotten to the statue in life where, yes, he's like medically needs help. But he's got so much money that he definitely has the choice if he wants to go get help or not. Yeah. And he clearly doesn't want help. Bro. And it's like, at this point, it's like, he's really going to say anything because he can. It's not affecting his bread. And if anything, it's helping his bread because it's the only thing drawing attention to his music. Because, bro, that last album he came out with, I like 2 songs on it.
Yeah, it was okay.
Maybe. But Kanye is usually a hit. Yeah. This man comes out with hit after hit after hit. And it's like, this last album,
he didn't have it no more.
Bro, all I could see was him with a burlap sack over his head, bro.
You remember how I said how Beyonce on Christmas was a reminder that sometimes you don't overstay your welcome?
Yeah, like when she came out with that country album.
It's about time, Kanye.
Don't know how to hold them.
It's about time, Kanye, to hang it up, all right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you got, but like, hey, when LeBron misses a dunk on a fast break, it's like, all right, Bron, hey, sit it down, cuz.
And not only that, I mean, Adam Sandler, love him to death, and he makes great movies, and he makes great family movies. Yeah. But if he's going to come out with a movie like Murder Mystery or like completely like spin the off and not like repeats like a Happy Gilmore 2 or a Big Daddy 2 like they're coming out with. Right. If he's not doing repeats for the nostalgia effect of it, he needs to stop too, bro. Yeah. Because those movies are dead. Or unless he's doing animation movies for the kids.
It's just one of those things. Like, I hate being that guy to be like, oh, yeah, you should retire if you're not good anymore.
But he's a billionaire, dude.
At some point, like, it shouldn't even be about the money at that point because you have so much money.
But it's the value effect of your movies, and they're not hitting anymore, dog. They're not. like I said, there's a few movies that I'm like, okay, cool, I fuck with it.
And that's why, like, you can have, like, a Tupac, right? Because he's not alive anymore, unfortunately, like, people were able to, like, enjoy the music, and he never was out of his prime.
Right.
Same thing with the Biggie. It's
and
like,
you can have any light-skinned guy recreate his movie.
Absolutely. And, you know, what was it, Anthony Mackie last night?
Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
All right, bro. I love Anthony Mackie as an actor.
I don't.
But
ever since I saw him in Not Get Hard, what is it, with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock? Pain and Gain?
Pain and Gain.
Where he has to take a bunch of steroids and needles in his...
I thought that was his best movie, though.
Honestly, though, seeing him in such a self-defeating role really hurt me as, like, for him.
When is he... Okay.
Because he's not, like... No, he's never in, like, a self-defeating role like that. It might be comical, but this was the most self-defeating role that I've ever seen.
You don't think it was worth when he was on stage and he choked against B. Rabbit?
No.
You don't think that was worse?
No. Not at all, because that wasn't his movie.
Right.
And the understanding is that wasn't his movie.
Pain and Gain wasn't his movie, though. That was Mark
Doesn't
Wahlberg.
matter. He was a comic relief, but it didn't have to go through
But if you think
they went straight to the bro. They went straight to the dick.
No.
They said, you took too many steroids, now your don't work. Your no working.
No work. No, what do you... Like, okay, let's be honest, right?
Oh, we're always honest.
Pain and Gain, the only person that looks semi-good up until literally he gets caught is Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's because of, like, the role. Like, I'm not saying,
The Rock looks good, too.
No, The Rock? How?
Because he gets out of prison. He starts to reform himself. He tries to go live with that priest. The priest tries to touch him. He beats the shit out of the priest.
And then he becomes a coke addict.
No, but he doesn't do coke until way later in the movie, until money starts being a fact. He didn't even want to kidnap the guy.
As soon as they get the bread, that's what he gets on.
He didn't want to kidnap the guy.
No, scratch that. He takes Mark Wahlberg's girl that he didn't even want anymore, that he was beating down and moving the car, and he took her off her hands. Oh, yeah, you can have her. Does that not look...
He gave it to her. He gave her to him.
Blake, still, if somebody gave you a girl, would you take her?
No.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
He just got out of prison, though.
If you had just got out of prison
If somebody
gave you a
beat
girl...
the shit out of a priest... Like, there's things going on
Big dog.
that he needed to relieve some stress.
What real man is going to sit there and...
Real man or not real man, I'd still beat, and then I'd leave it alone.
He
wifed her.
Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't... If somebody gives me a girl, first of all, women are not property to be given.
No, absolutely
back and forth.
Yeah, let's be serious.
Let's start there. So, off jump, that's crazy. And secondly, like, if somebody was like, hey, here... You could take her. Like, I'd be like, no, I'm good, bro. Like, the hell? I don't need anybody to give me a woman.
Yeah, that's wrong.
You know, that's, first of all, that's illegal.
Right.
That's why P. Diddy is in jail right now.
Yeah, because of the property of things.
Yeah, because he's like he was selling women, like, apparently.
Baby oil.
Yeah, baby oiled up. You know, like, we never really, like, talked about it, but that's kind of crazy, bro.
Right. It's okay to get all oiled up when you're doing porn or when you're doing wrestling, but it's not okay when you're P. Diddy and you have people come to their house for money. I don't even know exactly what he did, besides obviously pretty messed up things.
From what I read, this is from what I'm gathering, and he did end up winning some of his cases. I don't know exactly.
He's in prison, right?
Oh, yeah, he's in prison.
What do you think's happening to him right now? You think it's like a Goodfellas moment for him? Or do you think that he's like down bad right now?
I mean, he's probably down bad because he's lived in luxury for 40 years.
Yeah, but I mean, like, for somebody that has that much money.
But as far as
because he didn't get all his money seized.
No, but as far as like him,
right? Because he didn't do anything illegal with money.
Right. So as far as him, like.
That's what I always wondered.
Day to day, like, it's probably not as bad. It's probably better than most prisoners. Yeah. But for him, he's probably like up because he's like, this is I lived a life of luxury. Like,
right.
You're not going to, you might have a smooth going, but you're not going to live the life of luxury that you lived on the outside.
It might be the best bet for him though, because like he was into all that kind of stuff before, and jail just is acceptable.
And I'm pretty sure he gets a couple prison guards to come through, give him a little herky.
But that's the thing that I don't think that it's any females. I think it's all men.
I mean, I think that's what he likes though. I don't think
right. So I think this is like a
bro. I mean, did you see that?
He asked to be put in.
You see that one podcaster dude who said like he was getting interviewed and he was a homosexual fella, and he said that.
Prison was so much fun that I ended up doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it being fun, because I'm supposed to never ever say it. My mom actually told me never ever say it. Now I'm saying it in the interview. I was a bad bitch in prison. Like, prison was like fun. I was fucking on the hottest and the most powerful in there. So yeah, they were bringing in like weed, cell phones, all that shit. And I would get a piece because my throw game is silly. So I give a this neck, and he would give me his left organ. Like, it was silly. So no, I never went without anything.
He was a homosexual fella. He said like he enjoyed jail. He enjoyed jail.
Yeah,
because he lived like a king. Because like he
liked that stuff,
right? Because like all the people who said like all the like gangsters that he would like are like in there, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So like, and then they would buy him stuff, and because of course he likes that type of stuff. Like he was cool, and like he said, he was like he stayed longer than he should have because like he didn't want to leave, to be honest. Because like it was better for him almost inside than outside. Like he said, like he was supposed to do 2 years, but he would have got out early.
Right.
But when it was time for him to like apply,
he beat somebody up. He stabbed somebody to stay longer.
I think that like he just didn't apply for like
early release.
Early release and shit. He just was like, I'll do my time and he would have. So yeah. But I
that's
guess,
wild. Every time I think of that, I think of the little music video where he has to. He makes a list or like a sign up sheet for everybody
for consensual head.
For consensual head, and he posts it up in the chow hall.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, and it's like an entire episode.
It's 10 minutes.
It's like it's 10 minutes. Long. It never ends, bro. It's 10 like, minutes. Yo, like I don't think that if
and then he gets beat up because they're like, you're a predator. And he's like, no, I just showed my. He said, no, I just showed my to a bunch of people on stage.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is being a predator. No doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. That's crazy. Yeah. No, but yeah, no, I guess I don't know, man. That's just never any place that I ever wanted to be was jail, bro, I guess.
Yeah, why would you want to go?
It doesn't sound fun. I did know. I have a homie, though, who was like... he
Is he still your homie?
Up. Oh, I mean, if I saw him in the street, I would speak, but like we're not like cool.
You would
like
speak.
Yeah, I'd say, hello, how are you, sir?
That's a weird way to say that. You'd have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd speak.
But like we're not like on like I could call him right now and he can answer.
It's kind of like your boy Adrian.
No, I wouldn't speak to him if I saw that.
Why?
Well, I won't say what I said last night.
Yeah, don't say that. He just needs help.
Yo, that was crazy.
He needs help, but it doesn't mean you can't speak to him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak to him. Anyway,
okay. Anywho.
Yeah, no, we were talking and he had just came like home from like he was like locked up for like 3 years and he was like, yeah, it's just not that bad, bro. And I was like, nah. He's like, yeah, bro, I was kicking it, bro. The homies was there, bro. Yeah. We was just chilling every day, bro. And I was like, yeah. He's like, honestly, like, it'd be, like, I'd be bored as hell, like, being out. And like, I don't really with it like that. And I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. But, like, when I was locked down, bro, I was with the homies all the time, bro. Yeah. My boy was in there, bro. He doing life and and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
You got to see him.
Yeah, and he was just like, yeah, we was getting high. They had weed in there. I'm like, wow, they had marijuana and gel. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, I even took an ecstasy pill one day. I was like, that's crazy. But he was like, yeah, it was fun. He was like, I was working out every day. He's like, nah, I got to pay for the gym, bro. That shit was free. And I was like, that sucks.
And
then he went back. So I guess he's enjoying himself now. So
before he went back, he offered to suck your dick.
Nah, he did not.
You didn't like offer any like sexual.
You know what's
experience?
Actually crazy? I was like,
had a sexual experience.
I asked him. I was like, yo, did you like you hit something since you've been back? Because I know like a little jump off if you got like a dub to smoke some weed with her. She'll give you something.
Right.
You and he's just like, he's just like, nah, bro, like I'm cool, like, you know. And I was like, all right.
He was waiting for you to ask if you want to give him a hand job.
Yeah, I was cool, bro.
Because you guys are so close.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was the last time.
In the street.
That was the last time I hung out with them.
So you guys aren't friends anymore.
I mean, no. If he was outside of the jail and I saw him, like I'd speak, but like you know, I'm not gonna go visit his ass and that shit.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
he's back.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, he likes it.
Honestly, bro, he wants to be in there. They should just let him. Like, if you want to stay in jail, bro, they should just let you, bro. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's like illegal to like beat down a Down syndrome girl if they're over the age of 21?
Yes.
And you're sure that's illegal?
100% illegal.
I'm sure
with a capital I.
All right, we're gonna look up if
there's no way that that's possible.
Is it illegal? Because I've been seeing some Down syndrome girls, and they're like doing this like thing where it's like they're trying to like dance, and I don't know, bro. It's like they're a little bit thick, you know.
And that's fair to say. But then, like, the actual act of the intercourse, I don't think that they can ever give consent. I don't think they ever can give consent. I think that's half the reason why, like, you'll never see anybody that has, like, full-blown autism or Down syndrome, like, in porn or anything like that. You'll never see that. Even if it's two people that both have Down syndrome or autism.
These don't
or something
answer.
Else.
This answers anything. This doesn't answer anything.
It's not a thing, dude.
Okay.
There's no way it's a thing. There's just no way.
No, it is. So here's the issue. It says that like in California, that shit's dead, obviously.
So it's state by state.
Having sex with an no, because so it says, here's what it legally says. This is what it says. It says people of all ages with Down syndrome can and do enjoy a variety of relationships with family members, friends, community members, and even spouses and sweethearts. But it kind of depends on how, like, on the spectrum they are. Like,
I don't like how that started. It said they have a wide variety of relationships, and they start out with family members. That's weird. Friends, super weird. And then it goes into sweethearts and spouses.
Right. So it's not necessarily like
strange.
It's a gray area. It's a gray area. So, it depends on how like competent.
So morally not right.
So morally probably
never okay.
Just wrong.
Wrong. Everybody's gonna look down upon you.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like invited to a lot more like functions. People are not gonna want to hang out with you.
Right, especially if they have a family member that has because they would feel weird, you know? They would think that you're trying to get at their family member of autistic or Down syndromic descent.
The reason I say something is because I swear, bro, the internet is just so evil, bro.
It's wishy-washy.
And they just be saying...
It's a 50-50.
Yo, the shit they be saying, bro,
like,
is just wild. It's like, yo, I don't care, bro. I don't care how many chromosomes. Like, I'll knock that down. And it's like, I don't think that's
But see, that's the thing is that...
But see,
that's the thing is that saying that, cool. You know what I mean? If anything, like, I'd rather somebody say that to somebody like that online than say, like, something awful. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Totally support.
1000%.
I support that 100%. But then...
I support you leaving sexual comments on my regular videos on TikToks. Is insane.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, shit.
But the actual act, if that person went ahead and... What did he say he was gonna do?
It didn't matter how many chromosomes, he was gonna beat it down.
See, if they said it in person and then went and then beat it down,
right?
Now there's your problem.
Okay,
that's a huge issue.
Morally, I definitely understand.
Disgusting. Not disgusting in the sense of like they're disgusting. It's just like, come on, bro.
But what if they're really in love?
But like again, like capability wise, you know what I mean? Like, is there always going to be the question of like, is this person like their caretaker? Or are they taking advantage of the situation? You know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be a question.
Oh my God.
Because like, I don't think that like you would ever be able to see that. And then too, like, when you're doing things like that and you're looking for a relationship, like, you want to like factor in life expectancy. And like,
go ahead.
You don't want to just go halfway into something. You can't stick your toe in.
Jesus Christ.
If the tub is half full. You know what I mean?
I hear you. So, what about autistic?
Apparently everybody's autistic.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
That's what they say. Apparently everybody is autistic.
There is like, so that's the interesting thing. That's a different thing because I know like people that I grew up with that are like autistic, and like I found out now, like I grew up with them, knew them my whole life, never knew that. And I believe that they deserve love too. So is that the same thing or is that different?
Deserving love and having sexual intercourse with somebody that's...
Well, if they deserve love, then they deserve like some sexual love as well.
But I mean, where are they at on the spectrum?
I don't know.
Because if everybody's autistic and then you're sleeping with somebody that... See, it just doesn't make sense. Like if you're both on the lower end of the spectrum, then sure.
So it's okay if you're...
Cool. It's okay. Nobody will know the wiser.
It's okay for two Down syndrome people to have sex with each other.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that would be morally and justified.
Okay. Because I don't want...
And good for them.
Right, no, and like real shit. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, I don't want nobody... People should be able to have, love and sex. Like, sex is great. Like, everybody should experience it.
Especially if, like, they're not having sex with each other, then they'll just become, like, compulsive masturbators or something because they have to release those sexual urges, right?
Compulsive masturbators.
Well, how else are they going to do it?
What is it? What is compulsive masturbation?
Like, I think repeated masturbation.
Hour.
I think repeated masturbation over and over and over again until you just can't anymore.
That's a thing.
Well, I think but I think and also like if like you get aroused, like you have to go take care of that. Like go. Like if you're working, doesn't matter, bathroom break. Like have to go take care of that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Going to the bathroom at work to beat off is just disgusting. And if you're doing that at work, shame on you, bro. Your parents should have taught you a lot better.
Oh no, that's a vile offense. That's
so vile.
The lawmen will get involved if you start.
And they should.
If you start masturbating at work, man or woman. Woman, you know what I mean? We'll talk about that later. Man, vile offense.
Actually, I think that's even worse if you're a woman, bro. I think it's even worse.
Go ahead, double down.
The reason why it's even worse when you're a woman is you really have to like get into like a man, like you can stand up, you can do whatever. You have to get into a pose. Like put your legs up and sit on the seat. You have to really do too much.
What?
To like masturbate. For real.
Who?
Women. And you have to unless you're just taking like a unless you're just, DJing it the whole time.
I mean, I've seen some videos.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is, even if you're DJing it, you gotta put a leg up like a cat. It's like the cats. That's what they call it. Meow meow.
Yeah. I mean, regardless. I mean, with that being said, like woman-wise, at least they're going to be discreet and they're going to do it in a stall. Like a man could just be doing it at the urinal.
Oh, that's crazy! At the urinal is insane.
They say, wait.
Yeah, I swear, if I ever see somebody doing that in the urinal, you can't. I don't even want to touch them. That's disgusting. I'm gonna call the police or something, bro.
It's like a Channing Crowder situation where you got to look over at the man's junk while they're taking a piss.
He just doubled down and said this again, bro. He was like, nah, bro, it's an alpha lion thing.
I talk to a nigga in the bathroom. You would? Yeah. I do it all the time.
That's weird,
But
bro.
I just like to look at people like you. holding your shit, and I'm looking over. I don't want to look at your shit, but just to look at a man next to me and be like, bro, how you doing? You okay?
You like a man in that vulnerable space?
I want to see what you about.
Wait, what?
I just want to see what you about.
That's some next level down south shit.
If you can have a conversation with me holding your dick and I'm holding my dick and we can look each other in the eyes and talk, that means that you an alpha male. That means you a lion.
I don't get it. An alpha lion thing. Like, because the alphas are the females. Bro, the males are, yes, they're cats. Big cats are predators, but I just don't understand because it's like the literacy is just wrong.
He's all wrong. But he said, that's why no man, there's no two males in a pride. It's just one and a bunch of females.
But that's not true.
And so he doesn't know, bro.
Right.
He's how many concussions this man probably had over his
Never
career,
been to Africa a day in his life.
He plays football, bro. He's probably had a concussion every game, and if he played 10 years, that's 160 concussions. Then we're not looking to him for real knowledge about.
And he's probably the reason why African people hate black people.
It might be.
He might have a huge because I've heard that's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. No,
it's a thing.
No,
bro.
Channing Crowder. Yeah, no, I just saw him double down on that. He was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, if I can look you in your eyes while I'm holding my... And I'm like, why, though? But, why? Why do I have to be holding my penis and you have to look me in my eyes?
I'll be honest, bro, that somebody that pisses on themselves, I just don't generally take advice from.
Yeah, that's
If
facts.
you piss on yourself, little or big, I generally just am never going to
Little or big?
Just because I'm sure he's twice the size of us. Just a big mammoth of a guy.
Yeah.
Pissing on himself. Yeah. You'd have to trank him.
Yeah, you have to shoot him, bro.
You'd have to trank him.
Yeah,
that reminds me of that scene from Ace Ventura when Jim Carrey gets tranked and he starts running around like a bull, bro. It wasn't that, or it was with Rob Schneider, Animal, where he gets different body parts taken out of him after he gets into a car crash. This scientist picks him up, drags him out of the car, drags him all the way to this barn, and then puts animal parts in him, and then he becomes an animal.
What the type of movie is that? Are they smoking crack when they were doing that?
Yeah. I'm sure, but it made a lot of money.
It's one of those things. Sometimes I'll be seeing the movies that come on, and I'll be like, oh, you guys were just on drugs. If you watch Alice in Wonderland, the old school cartoon, it's actually crazy. It's really nothing. It's the story is not really anything going on. It's just things that happen, random things. It's like Friday, in a British cartoon form. She just runs into random people and they have encounters.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're flowers. Oh, you're not a flower. Get the out of here. We don't like you. Then she sees the caterpillar and she's blue. I'm small as hell.
Right.
He's like, well, I'm small as hell too, bro. Quit on people who are small. Then she sees the cat and this smiling and comes there. He's a smile. Then he leaves and the smile is still there. She's freaked out. She sees the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. They tweaking. They're sipping off the drink. Hey, you want some drink? She says, yeah, but they didn't really give her none because they wasn't trying to share the drink anyway.
No, why would they?
And then she sees the queen, and that's the end of the movie. She's just running into random people.
Yeah.
It's not really, So, drugs. Probably acid. Maybe shrooms.
Like I said, bro, everything good is just a recreation of something that once was.
Absolutely.
There's no original good.
There's no original good.
No, because if you think about it, even Alice in Wonderland was taken from a terrible drama, horror, theater production. I mean, Walt Disney stole all these,
of course,
these stories.
And the real stories are all up.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that, but again, Alice in Wonderland, good movie, taken from something that was already good.
Alice in Wonderland book, yeah.
Then recreated. Absolutely. And then how many movies did you just make the resemblance to Friday? That the movie Friday, that's the exact same thing that happens too. Ice Cube and Homie, they literally just run around
and encounter
people. Yeah, it's the exact same movie. And then they get to the end of the movie, and then that's it.
And then he fights dude. It's over with.
Yeah, and then Homie goes to jail.
And she basically fights the queen, and she just wakes up from the dream. It's insane.
That's wild. That's wild. But no, bottom line, bro, you cannot have sex with somebody that's missing chromosomes and then still live to see the day and talk about it in a positive way.
So you guys on TikTok, I want you to know.
Yes, you could talk about it.
Illegal.
You could talk about it.
You could talk about it. But
if they're legal, you could talk about it.
Yeah, but stop it.
But you can't go do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's not good. I really think that like creativity is like, remember iCarly?
Yeah.
Now everybody.
She's the first one that ever had a podcast.
Now but like we watched the show, we're like, oh, this is cool. Why did it take like 20 years before somebody said, hey, maybe we should do this?
Yeah, I don't know.
That took so long for somebody to say, hey, like, why don't we do what iCarly does?
I have no idea.
Oh, no.
And it's like some people did, but then it was never... and that's the thing is that then cameras started morphing and developing and adapting even quicker because they were trying to all fill this void of where people were trying to get what they wanted out of cameras. And now you can just do it from your phone.
Of course. But I think that it's just because of TV dying, bro. That's what it is. TV shows and like that starting to get worse. There was a time where like people lived their life by their shows.
Yeah.
Like, they would like, hey, I have to get off at 5 o'clock on Thursdays because Grey's Anatomy is on at 8. And I need to go make dinner and be in front of the TV to watch it at 8. It was like, that was the thing, like Sopranos. People watching that, like on HBO, all the HBO shows. And like, then once like those shows started to like be on their last seasons and everything else, that next crop of shows just didn't do it and people started going elsewhere. And then it's like, there's other that you can watch and can do.
I was just talking about the fact that, like, for Disney watchers, like, when Disney Channel became a thing, the real OG shows were, like, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody until Sweet Life on Deck came out, because then, obviously, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody stopped.
Right.
But then there was Hannah Montana, and there was Wizards of Waverly Place. And we could say, yes, there's other things, like Good Luck Charlie and, like, whatever, but those came later. Those came out because of these three main
Raven
shows.
was before
That's
that
So
too.
Raven. Yeah, That's So Raven was fire. And Corey in the House came
Corey
out
in the
because
House
of
was
that.
it, yeah.
But all those are very, very fire shows. And everybody would wait for those shows to come out, even if they were watching repeats. You know what I mean? And then they started coming out with more shows, and then those shows died off. But then it's like all these shows really had like a 2-year gap. And then there was like, okay, on to the next one. Let's recreate the same thing of what we have, but let's do it with different people and let's do something else or give somebody a spin-off show or something.
And you know what's really crazy about that? Besides the twins, who only don't do anything because they don't want to.
Right. Yeah, they don't need to.
And they don't need to. Raven and Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus are still viable names in the space.
Right.
They're not maybe as big as they were, but they're still huge names in the space.
And the award goes to A$AP Rocker.
A$AP Rocker. You know what, though? I gotta say, I was not a fan of the Miley Cyrus rebrand. Like, she tried to do the hip-hop thing.
Well, she became a snow bunny.
But why, though?
Because that's the direction she went into. She was in her Molly phase.
I hear you. But, like, when she made Party in the USA, we were with it.
Yeah.
When she made all those songs that she did in her Molly phase, do you remember one?
See, but regardless of what's what, you got Billy Ray, who's already famous.
Right.
Now his daughter's famous.
Right.
Got no mom in the situation, whatever the situation was.
Bro, it's just like Zeus. He came out of Zeus.
But what I'm saying is that she started off super, super young, like tweens, preteens, making a ton of money. And maybe she wasn't making a bunch of money just then, but then she started making a lot of money through her concerts and through selling her music. And
merch.
It's like, right. And it's like, what I'm saying is that with how confided she probably was as a child and how wrapped up she was with Disney, as soon as she broke out at Disney, she was like, she probably was trying to be the kid that she never really was because she was constantly on the screen.
I mean, well, the first one...
And she had all that money to do it.
The first one that she came out with was Party in the USA after the Disney.
But Party in the USA came out. No, Party in the USA came out while she was still doing the Disney.
Bro.
No, it did. You know why it did? Because there's an episode where she sings the song with the Jonas Brothers.
Party in the USA?
Bro, 100%, and I can look it up right now.
Yeah, I thought how it went was...
Yeah, no, she's saying We Got the Party.
I got
those songs mixed up.
No, yeah, because she did that whole Hannah Montana, the last movie that was to wrap up the show, and then she did a tour right after the movie came out. Yeah. Because I remember, like, the tickets were stupid, and my cousin was trying to go, because my cousin was, like, a big Hannah Montana fan at the time, had the Hannah Montana guitar for Christmas, all that good shit.
The Hannah Montana guitar.
Had a Hannah Montana chair that we literally just threw out not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, was it one of those moon chairs?
It was one of those, no, it was one, oh, yes, absolutely. That's exactly, yes, you're absolutely right. It was one of those.
The only thing that they really put details on, I feel like. You know?
Yeah, it was one of those.
Nobody likes other chairs anymore.
And then
even though those are probably the worst thing for your back.
Oh, I don't sit in that shit.
Hey, she still has the guitar?
I think that we threw it away because it started breaking. So parts of it was up. Yeah.
Oh,
she was terrible with her toys, bro. Terrible. No, yeah.
Now and then.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Bike is.
I think there's a there's a violin back there. That's hers. And obviously you see the piano that she never plays too.
Mozart. Ooh, birth control.
It'd be like that. What, you gotta take your pill?
Yeah.
Or are you on the patch? Oh, he didn't like that.
They shoved it up in me. Yeah, what's that one?
Oh, the one that you got.
The IUD?
IUD? You know. Here, would you like a refill, big kind sir?
Sure, I'll take a little bit.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks today were brought to you. Actually, real and this is for the fans out there. If you happen to if you're like a mobile bartender or something like that, you want juice?
Yeah.
If you're a mobile bartender or something like that, and, you know, you're saying, oh, I'd like to, you know, pull up on episode days and make drinks, a specialized drink for, you know, a dose of reality. Hit us up, man. Like,
we wouldn't be opposed to that.
We wouldn't be opposed to that. You come through, hit us up. We'll, you know, obviously let everybody know who you are and where your information is and things like that. But it'd be cool, you know, you come make us a new drink every time, be like, hey, this is the what drink? And then you can tell us, I made this drink, and you can pull it up in a little cart, you know. And obviously you can be male or female. It doesn't matter, bro. Like we're not just gonna take the sexiest girl that applies.
Yeah.
Take the sexiest girl that applies.
So I'm like 13, 14 years old. Getting stoned for the first times. Still trying to work out the kinks. I'm hanging out with two guys. Let's call them Ryan, and let's call them Johnny.
Ryan and Johnny.
And I hung out with these guys a lot from like 13, 14, all the way to like I was like 16 years old, right around there. So for a few years. And during that time, that's a decade, bro. That's eternity. So we had this other friend come over, and she was really cool. She was fun. Let's call her Katie. And Katie comes over, and we're all hanging out, and we're getting stoned. And all of a sudden, I head out. I go downstairs. I gotta go grab something to drink or something. I left for a sizable amount of time. It was probably like 15 minutes. Maybe I had to go take a shit. I don't know. There's something. I was gone.
You're gone.
And I come back, and the bathroom that's in my room was a pretty big bathroom. It was like walk in, then here's the shower, here's the toilet, and then you could walk like at least 6, 7, 8 feet down, and there was 2 sinks. So it was like it was a decent sized bathroom. You know what I mean? Definitely big enough to just live in. Right. Truthfully. I get back to my room. I open the door. Ryan and Johnny are sitting there tag teaming Katie
Oh no.
in my bathroom. I open the door. Yo,
What's going on?
what's happening? And I shut the door. They didn't stop.
They didn't. Oh yeah,
They
they're disrespectful.
didn't stop.
Yeah, they would have to leave, bro.
They did.
Yeah.
But they didn't stop. Katie looked like she was enjoying the hell out of herself.
Katie was in just another world.
I was so confused. I was like, why would my friends come over here and have sex with some girl that I know in my bathroom? Why was that the move?
And you probably thought of her as a nice girl before then.
Well, no, she wasn't a nice girl.
Oh,
She was a nice girl, but she was the town's nice girl. She was nice to everybody. She wasn't just nice to me. She wasn't just nice to you. She wasn't just nice to Ryan. She wasn't just nice to Johnny. And as nice as she was, man, Johnny and Ryan are because I've never had somebody deliberately come to my house, get stoned with me on my stuff, and then fornicate in my bathroom.
Yeah, that's disrespect.
And it wasn't like and this was probably the first time because I wasn't watching porn at the time. I was still young. You know what I mean? I wasn't like actively like on the internet like that, you know?
Especially at that time, because if you guys don't understand, when we were at like young age, we weren't on the internet all the time. It was one of those things where maybe an hour a day you get on your Facebook to check something, and then you get off and kick it with your people in person.
And then you guys are banging Katie in my bathroom,
that's
bro.
ridiculous.
You're banging Katie in my bathroom, bro. In my bathroom, bro. Everybody banged Katie.
Disrespect. That's insane. That's almost as insane as my boy. He was like, "Hey man, I was at the dorm and whatever." He's like, "Hey man, like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "Yo, you mind if like I come by and like smash this girl like in your bed?
House, in your bed?"
Yeah.
Oh, this was at your dorm.
Yeah, in my dorm. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Nah, bro, like, I just got this hot date, bro, and she's trying to, like, be, and, like, I'm close, and, like, I was wondering, like, I don't
have a bed, so can
like,
you kind of hook me up?
I can't, like, take her to my house, so I was wondering if, like, I could, like, beat her
terrible.
down."
He's got a girlfriend or a wife?
No, I think he was just living with his sister.
Oh.
And I was just like, gang.
Right.
That's a crazy request.
When you took soaking too far.
Like, and it's like, you said my bed. You didn't even say, like, you would, like, beat it down, like, anywhere. You said, like, in my bed.
In your bed.
Like, that's crazy as
just
hell.
in the dorm, yeah. Wild.
The only other thing I want to address before we get out of here, is these LeBron songs.
If LeBron's retiring, I'll miss a ring for you. His name is LeBron James. I'm talking about the man on the Lakers.
Oh, Mr. LeBron, wherever you are.
Bro, I don't know.
songs?
Yeah, I don't know if you're hip.
Oh, he's LeBron James. He's the best in the world on and off of the court, and I can't help. That's why he's a god. My glorious king LeBron, breaking records, triple doubles, what's the thing I get myself thinking about LeBron. I kiss LeBron and I like it.
But all on TikTok and Instagram, there's these songs about LeBron, like
about LeBron or him singing?
No, about LeBron, and they're like LeBron, like about glazing him or whatever.
Cause Bron is gonna get Bronny up in, yeah. Forever he is our king.
He's not a fairy day, I see it and it grows. Since he was born, he's been the greatest of all time.
And it's actually kind of insane, like
glazing him.
Yeah, like basically
with oil.
No, like saying how good he is,
like
and like
Diddy.
He's the GOAT and all this. And it's like
he's the lamb. Let's be serious.
It's crazy. But yeah, it's just a little bit homoerotic, and like there's like
feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's this one where it's like LeBron, 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 and then there's this one where they took a gospel song where it says "Never would I would have made it,"
yeah,
and he was like, "LeBron is the GOAT, yeah, He is the GOAT. And they just singing this shit, and it's just like, what the dude? Like, I am really unsure about like how I feel about it. Because I'm a LeBron fan. Like, I love the Lakers. Like, that's my team. Right. And like, it's hard to be a LeBron fan on the internet right now because these dudes are making it a little bit homosexy.
What if they're just like gearing up all these songs so that they can put it like in the next horror movie? So like they gotta have the little LeBron, and like in the background, like as like the slasher or whatever is like walking through. Like,
speaking of which, a 6'8" black man that's ripped up, like that'd be 6'9". Scary 6'9". It'd be scary slasher, bro. Maybe they should. It could be like.
Why is there no black guy slashers? Why can't they?
There is.
Who? O.J. Simpson?
Well, 2. There's him, but there's the Candyman.
Yeah, but that's totally different. That's an old movie. They haven't came out with something.
Yes, they did. They came out with a new one.
But what, the revised version of Candyland?
Candyman? Yeah.
Sorry.
Not Candyland. We're not talking about
the board game?
Yeah, no. Oh, I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of Django Unchained, but we're definitely not talking about that. Yo, you know, my boss literally said that's one of his favorite movies. He's like, I love Django Unchained.
White guy?
No, he's a black dude.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my I'll watch that movie over and over again. I'm like, how you watch that movie over and over again is amazing to me. But you got it, big dog.
Guys.
Girls. Ladies
and gentlemen. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for watching A Dose of Reality. I am Blake Steele.
I am Kid ISO.
Thank you for liking. Thank you for loving. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. I know we haven't been keeping up as much, guys, but guess what? You still love us, and we are still here, and we're here. And ISO is feeling a little homoerotic.
That's insane. That is not true.
And we're not going anywhere.
No.
Love you guys. Deuces.
Took you from the hood and I could never give you back. With your sexy ass speaking Spanish when you mad. But I just wanna let you know that someone loves you back. We might have our back and forth, but I love.
Oh, gotcha.
So baby girl, just strip for me and make this night a blast. We've been pulling in the sky, put some Marvin Gaye on, set the mood right.